Now, many of you are familiar with Eventbrite. It's one of the main event planning platforms out there. And so what we're going to do is set up an event. Now, as you're familiar with Eventbrite, I'm not going to waste your time. So we're going to see a very, very quick and speedy setup of an event. It'll only take a few seconds, but I want to show you that it's a standard event. And then once it's been published, we need to get the event ID. This is the only bit of information that we need for Eventbridge to work. We're now in Salesforce, and you can see the accounts. This is where we store all of the companies that we deal with. We've got contacts, which is where we store all of the people. These are people that you have regular contact with. There's also a leads within Salesforce. And finally, campaigns. This are effectively buckets where you store information about your different clients. Right, so we're creating a new campaign. It's a webinar. It's on the 10th to 12th. And this again is a very quick thing to do. And what we're doing is putting in here the Eventbrite ID that we got earlier and save. And that's it. That's all the information that Eventbridge needs. So we're now back in the event and people are starting to buy tickets. We're going to have Fred and John and Jane buy some tickets. Now, Jane buys 2 tickets, then realises that she needs another one. And so we're back in Salesforce, we refresh it. And you see that we've got 3 contacts have come through from Eventbrite. These are automatically created in Salesforce. But John's account's wrong. That's because he didn't type in his company name. And so we're going to adjust that now. And once we've adjusted it, surely next time it syncs, it'll overwrite it. Well, one of the great things about Eventbridge is that it respects your data. It won't overwrite it. It'll take what you've put in Salesforce as being the true version. And now we can see that John's booked in for this event. Now, as John attends more events, you'll see more appear on that list, which enables you to know what their history of visiting your events is. So let's look at the campaign again, and we can see that all those people are in there. If we look at Jane, remember she bought her tickets over 2 transactions. Well, Eventbridge automatically adds those up correctly. So we go down there and you can see that the quantity of tickets is 3. 1 plus 2 equals 3. And there's also a lot of other information that's brought over. This might help you find out if someone's misspelled their name, or they've got their email address, or a new email address, or a new company there. But it doesn't automatically write it into your main part of Salesforce, because if it did, you might have some problems. So we're going into Eventbrite and we're going to check some people in. Now, if you've got a smartphone or a scanner, you can scan barcodes, but we're going to do it the traditional way by ticking people off on the Eventbrite list. And so we're going to check in 2 tickets for Jane, 1 for Fred, and 1 for John. And after sync, let's find out what's happened back in Salesforce. Well, you can immediately see that the campaign members here, something's changed. And we're going to have a quick look at Jane Smith and find out what's gone there. and you can see that she did purchase 3 tickets, but for some reason Jane only used 2. Now, why did Jane only use 2? It's an opportunity to reach out to Jane, and if you ask, it might have been that there was some personal circumstance, or there might have been some difficulty getting to the venue. Anything could have got in the way, and it gives you an opportunity to reach out to Jane and perhaps offer a refund or a voucher or an invitation to the next event, or perhaps you didn't enjoy it, in which case you can find out what sort of event Jane does like. Anyway, that's Eventbrite, and thank you very much for your time, and we're going to continue with the rest of the presentation now. Thank you.